very well. I'm gonna put my microphone in front of my mouth. What is freaking up? My name is Eve.
My name is Sarah.
And we are Burnout Perfectionists for the 100th time. Yeah, it's 100. I'm baffled. We've made it to 100.
Okay, I'm baffled, but I'm also not surprised. But the funny thing is like, because I always do seasons and then put the numbers for that specific episode within that season. And I'm looking at the numbers quickly. I'm like, wait a second. So then I was like, let me just like pull the data from the RSS feed and like actually count. And then I even took out the trailers and I was like, what the fuck?
Because it was supposed to be in a couple weeks, but I think we did the 3 episodes for 1 week.
Yeah, we did a couple extra ones and stuff. So yeah, we are at our 100th episode.
Triple digits. I feel like that feels insane.
Huh?
I feel like that's insane. It's 100.
I know it's 100.
Like, let's think back to like, actually, before that. What is your survive and thrive of the week?
My survive and thrive of the week. My thrive is I've been working on this project for almost fucking 2 years for my kids' school for like merch stuff. And I was finally able to launch it this week. And I only had 3 things that I had to get them to fix.
Oh, that's good.
That is immaculate for a freaking site launch. So I was really excited about that. Let's see. For my survive, I'll be lame. It'll be asleep. Last night I fell asleep in the recliner, and I do not own a lazy boy chair. I own a shitty recliner from Ashley Furniture. And put it this way, I woke up and I was minorly in the fetal position, so like half my body was asleep, and my husband walks upstairs and goes, "Did you seriously fall asleep watching Sullivan's Crossing?" I'm like, "I did." And he goes, "And how do you feel?" I'm like, "Give me about 30 minutes until I can move." He was like, "Oh, I'll just pull you up." I'm like, "Don't touch me, because I'll just like flail." Or you know when someone grabs your hand and it's like asleep and you're like, "For the love of Pete, don't do it."
Or it's like pins and needles. Oh, yeah.
What about you?
My thrive is I'm making more wedding cakes. Whoop, 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 whoop. And my survive is I'm tired. So welcome new listeners, long-time spiralers. If you've been here since the beginning, let us know. Because we don't get to see, it doesn't like pop up of like, this is your longest subscriber.
I wish we had that. Like, give it a thumbs up. Like, you don't have to leave a comment. You could still be like a silent subscriber. But would love to know how many of you have been listening since the beginning. Since the dawn of the Burnout.
March 13th, 2023.
Jesus.
So we thought we would kind of go over, reflect all the lessons we've learned, all the things we've gone through.
And then I pulled nerdy stats for anyone who's interested.
So we've now published 99 full episodes, and like 99% of them were recorded in hoodies or in my glow in the dark.
Shut up. That glows in the dark?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, we usually have like fuzzy blankets. I am wearing a hoodie right now. It depends on the season, but there's always a huge chance I'm wearing a hoodie.
But just for like reference of our setup when we first started, I have a picture of it, and maybe one day, you know, when we make a bunch of money and I can have my face out in the world, I'll show it. But we used to record on the other side of this room with an old kitchen table.
Yeah.
That was very crookedy.
It was not tall girl friendly, not cross your leg friendly, not any of those things.
It was very very poor. And then Sarah was underneath the TV.
Yes. I'm sorry, I hit my head on several times because I'm a leaner.
Yeah. And we've upgraded since then. We've gone through 2 or 3 room renos.
Yep. Moving it around.
We now have tables.
Like proper tables that I can like have my legs underneath. We have proper chairs.
We have matching microphones.
Yep. Which I don't know if you've listened from the beginning, you would know. The original microphone that I was using, our dad actually purchased for me and said, "Do something because you know you want to."
We could probably count how many different hair colors we've had.
That was going to be the funny thing. I was like, I should do a montage since we started the podcast of how many different haircuts and hair colors I've had. Guess what we've circled back to? Neutral brown, everybody.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
What do you think is your favorite moment of the podcast so far?
Favorite moment of the podcast? I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna try to figure out if I kept any of the clips of you where we have the talking at the beginning where every single time you're like, fuck you, Apple, and your damn update. Now I gotta fix fucking GarageBand.
How many times? Probably been 10 times. At least.
Oh, it's definitely been over 10 times. Every single time I'm like, oh yeah, fuck. Take it out. I don't know. I've had tons of fun. I like the ones where we like compare things back and forth, to be totally honest, because it's like we grew up with the same parents, but like same parents at like different levels. Like I grew up with people who were raising kids for the first time, and you were number 3.
Yeah.
But also it was like different times and everything. So I kind of like those because it shows like the difference that you can have in like one sibling group, but also like the huge similarities, like the random shit that we know how to do. And people are like, how do you even know how to do that? And I'm like, I don't know. My mom taught me how to do it. How do you even know how to do that, Eve? It's like, well, I just picked it up and I know how to do it because I watched this person do it or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck?
I think, like, it's definitely been a long road. I feel like the beginning, we really had no idea what we were doing.
At the beginning, it used to take me 4.5 to 5 hours to edit one episode.
Yeah.
And now I can literally... it always depends on like the length of the episode, if it's cold season, stuff like that. But like I can usually get it down if we record like an hour and 30-minute episode, as long as nothing goes awry, it would maybe take me 2.5 hours to edit it. Yeah.
I think when I look back on it, I feel like it's because nobody in my outside of this like family knows that I do this.
I know everybody's like, oh, is it your other sister and she's going by a different name? And I'm like, no.
It's really entertaining. Who's this person that I've never heard of? Friend.
Yeah.
I think that's like the fun part is it's like I have like an Hannah Montana like best of both worlds.
So if this is your first time listening, essentially Eve comes in and she'll sit down and record. She'll make outlines and stuff like that. And then I do like the editing and I'll post the stuff on the socials for the podcast. And then Eve does a majority of the work for overwhelmedlabel.ca and .com, which is our like apparel/stationery site that we have. So she kind of comes in and like she says, she comes in, she knows what she needs to do. She does like her like verbal dump. And then she's like, okay, peace out, motherfucker. You fix that shit up now.
Like I set it up, I upload it to the drive, and then I just go, bye.
I feel like Eve's getting a lot better about listening to random clips of herself, but she'll still look at me from across the room. If I'm like recording something to post and she'll look at me like, I can fucking hear myself.
I don't know why. If anybody else has that issue, let me know. Like I hear my own voice and I'm like,
which is so funny because I hear your voice. I'm like, oh, she sounds like so much cooler than me. And I feel like I sound super Valley Girl.
See, ever since like I hear my voice and I'm like, oh my God, can you not? Like, why do you sound like that? Because I don't hear what I sound like.
But the funny thing is like, well, funny, but like not funny. You could both tell when one of us is going through like seasonal depression.
100%.
It's like, so yeah, we're sitting here and we're talking like this. And then it's like the other one's like, whoa, there we go.
The past 2 to 3 weeks, I have just been so... I'm like, you know when you're like trying to ignite a mental breakdown because you know you'll feel better after it?
Oh, yeah.
Me last night, listening to all the sad songs, like, come on, nothing happened. But I was like, oh, this is so rude. Like, I need to get this over and done with.
Yeah, I need to schedule it.
Yeah. Which I also feel like this season we've had the most growth, well, in our personal life as well as I feel like I'm like, let's look back at the recap.
Yeah.
But we've grown a lot in the sense that like Our community has grown quite a bit.
Yeah.
Have 90 subscribers on YouTube as per this morning.
Which is sweet. And for a podcast that doesn't have any form of platform, I think that's really awesome. Like, that's 90 people that we may or may not know who listen to us.
Yeah. Then, like, even, like, downloads. Like, we started the year going, oh my god, we're almost at 1,000.
No, we're doing great, huh? The best part is when we were like, oh my god, look at all the downloads we have. And then the RSS feed implemented this like scanner for bots and all this other shit and all these other things. And it literally obliterated the original number that we had. And we were like, it was like, I'm so mad. I'm like, well, I'm kind of happy now that it's a realistic number. But still, it was like, oh, we thought we had gone so far. Yeah, now we're getting closer to like 3,000. That's what you said, right?
We are 964.
See, that's so cool.
That's when I last checked it a couple minutes ago.
Oh.
Things that we've expanded on since having this podcast is we now have a blog.
Yes.
I just realized it's Wednesday.
And you didn't post?
Well, you didn't post last week, so I didn't know if you were going to post.
I posted last week.
I thought you didn't. I thought
I posted on the Thursday instead of the Wednesday.
I'll post tomorrow.
Because some of those content calendars go Monday to Sunday, and other ones go Sunday to Saturday.
Yeah.
And that was like on Monday, I always go on because I'm like watching YouTube on the TV, and I was like, oh, I want to see the thumbnail in all its glory that I made. And I refresh. I'm like, why does it say it's not posting until May 13th? What the fuck? At 1 p.m.? What? And I look, I'm like, oh. So I go over and I'm like, on my phone, like changing it, hit refresh, hit publish now, and I'm like refreshing the screen.
We also go through many algorithms. I was just trying to think of like, because it's been like almost 3 years.
I feel super productive in a way that I've just like been repurposing, which I know like a lot of people say to do that, but like I repurposed a ton of the TikTok videos and put them on YouTube Shorts, because YouTube Shorts is still like new-ish compared to like other like video short form platforms. And like some of them really pop off on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Because they, you'll get the ones and you'll be like, oh, that's so cool. Like I had like 400 people watch me or 200 people. And like, you probably don't know all those people. Like that's super cool. If I had 200 people in a room, I'd be super stoked. And all of a sudden I looked and there was one of the ones that I had and it was like 14.3 thousand people. And I was like, holy shit.
That's a lot of humans.
It is a lot of humans. I think our most popular short is still the Adam Sandler.
Oh, if I was stuck in a room with a man,
Yeah.
who would I
feel safe with?
Yeah. The other thing was Pinterest. Pinterest pops off.
Yeah, so if you don't know, like we will like obviously post like advertisement things and stuff like that on Pinterest, but also like we're creating infographics, which I need to make some more, but I make them as I learn stuff, so that way I'm actually relaying. I'm not just making information up. I'm taking the information that I just learned and when I'm applying to like the podcast, and then I make like an infographic because visual aids are great for me. And then I post them on Pinterest. So like Eve made one for how to start a podcast and it has like a stupid amount of repins.
It was August of like 2023 and last time I checked it had like 400,000 clicks and I was like, wow.
And that's the whole thing, right? It's like, it's just being straightforward. Like we're just two girls making a podcast in Eve's basement.
Yep.
With shit that we purchased from Best Buy or Amazon.
And then I remember going to the deep dive. Again, this is before ChatGPT. Of like, how to get a podcast on Apple Podcast. How to get a podcast on Spotify. How to get a podcast. How do you post a podcast?
And then you're watching like 45 different YouTube videos where it takes them 30 minutes to actually let you know what's going on. And they're actually just selling a service.
I watched so many. I'd say at the beginning, I watched probably 200, 300 videos before starting the podcast of how to set up a podcast, how to add things, how to set it up on GarageBand, how to get it out into the world, how to edit a podcast. I watched so many podcast videos that I was like, I don't know how my brain works. And then I recently saw this TikTok of this person going, oh my God, so like somebody was like, we should have a podcast with our friends. And then I looked into like how much it costs to start a podcast, and it's like so expensive. It was gonna be like 30 grand. And I'm like, what is she talking about?
30 grand.
Because she wanted to literally walk into the studio, record, and have somebody do it for her.
Oh, yeah, no. My favorite is like the videos and stuff like that. Where like, it's so easy to start one. You can start it on $0. That's a lie.
Well, you can't start on $0. You can just have like the Apple Music, Apple Pot, like headphones. People do those.
No, but I mean like, when I say $0, they're meaning like no subscriptions. Like they're, oh yeah, you can put anything on this. You can put anything that you can manually put stuff on. But like if you have like RSS feed or other things, then you're like cutting down on the amount of time that you have, and it's auto distributing it.
Yeah.
But then there's so many, or they're like, oh yeah, and then you follow these steps. And I was like, except they missed the 95 steps that happened after the first one that you said.
So just a heads up to anybody, get an RSS feed. And then it will distribute everything. But what people don't realize is even though it distributes them, you still have to make accounts on every single podcast platform for it to be distributed to.
Yeah.
And then randomly it'll be like, we're disconnecting. Go through the nerdy stuff.
I'll go through some nerdy stuff. So category countdown. So looked at the data and broke down what kind of episodes you actually show up for. And here are the categories that define us and apparently define you as well. ADHD and mental health. And so these episodes are about like neurodivergence, executive dysfunction. It says therapy talk, but it's more just like even eye. There's no professionals. And messy middle of managing burnout.
The second one, and our most popular one, is General Life and Variety, which has 2,116 downloads. I catch all for everyday chaos, relatable spirals, family dynamics, and real life what the F moments.
Good old what the fuck moments. Millennial flashbacks. That's why it's millennial flashbacks. Nostalgia fueled trips into childhood, dead malls, Lisa Frank trauma, and the general chaos of growing up in the 90s.
It's not really just relates to you because I was not born in the 90s.
I know, but I talk about it, and then you talk about shit that happened in the 2000s. You know, when you were born.
Unhinged opinions and rants, 154 downloads, where chaos lives, spicy takes, irrational icks, and the kind of conversations you screenshot and send to your group chat.
And intro and podcast journey, how it all started from the first clunky episodes to surviving imposter syndrome and finding our people.
Here's the top 5 of episodes you clicked on, binged, and probably shared with your weird cousin.
Yeah, so we are going to go through them, and then editing Sarah, aka myself, will be inserting clips from those episodes because these were like high peak times or anything like that. So it's a it's a generational thing. Season 1, episode 1.
Taught and embraced, and it has been emphasized several times, especially by one of my friends, that this is my superpower. We are X-Men. We are, which is so funny because everyone's like mutants. That's a weird thing.
No,
It's like,
I'm literally Iron Man. I do not remember who said that. Was it
Me? Probably me, because I'm a giant nerd.
Why did I just read that as we are farmers? Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Bum, bum, bum.
The next one is Take Me Back to My Childhood, Season 1, Episode 3.
I have blank and blank. What shape am I? Type of thing. And then she goes, rhombus. First off, Eve like died at the fact that my 6-year-old whips it out.
The fact that I was sitting here looking at Sarah's facial expressions, knowing for a fact that she does not know what the shape that's going to be named.
Oh, hell no. Geometry was not my strong suit.
Oh my God. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Number 3, In a Rut, Season 1, Episode 5. Task paralysis, I think, is like not being able to do a task, but you have the knowledge of doing the task. So, like, know the benefits of it, but yeah, just don't do it.
Number 4, Guilty Pleasure, Season 1, Episode 2.
Do
you wanna comment below if you're on a platform with commenting or any of our social media who you think that was out of the two of us? Oh no, you bitches didn't open. You guys kicked that fucking door.
We will not move, bitch. Get out of the way.
Like, move, bitch, get out of the way. Fuck structured pants. Fuck tons of layers. I'm gonna be comfy as fuck. I'm gonna sit at home with my coffee and my aesthetically pleasing, adorable keyboard. I can get my fucking job done.
I'm 99% sure that was me.
I'm 100% sure it was you.
And the final one, number 5, mental health Q&A, season 1, episode 4.
It's not the action. So like don't judge people first off. Fuck off. But like don't judge people on the action in which they're doing that they call it self-care. Because likely it's the journey and process behind it and the experience behind it, not the actual action in which is being done.
I'm sorry, what philosophical person?
So those are from the RSS feed. So the RSS feed combines like Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, and all those other ones. And then I looked into the top ones, which some of them, of course, are still similar. But YouTube top 5 in a rut, season 1, episode 5, with YouTube views of 139.
Number 2, it's a generational thing. The first episode of the first season, and we had 110 views.
Take Me Back to My Childhood, season 1, episode 3, YouTube views 97.
And number 4, Guilty Pleasure, season 1, episode 2, YouTube views 79.
And Mental Health Q&A, season 1, episode 4, YouTube views 63.
63!
I love how you're like, oh my goodness, I feel like that's me. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's you. If it was me, I would be baffled. Maybe I'll insert a reaction if one of the ones that we assume is you is me. Hey everybody, this is Editing Sarah. We read out the clips during the episode, and I think it's really funny that they both ended up being myself. And we were so convinced that it was Eve.
Early seasons.
Oh, yeah. And obviously, like, a lot of those ones will have more because they're the older episodes.
Yeah. I'm interested to hear about the audio quality change.
Oh, there'll be a huge audio quality change because we went from just rocking GarageBand to using enhanced to speech, which was on Adobe. Yeah, so the audio quality was so bad, I went in and enhanced it and made it so it sounded better.
Hold up. No. The first episodes we recorded were on something called Podcastle.
Oh my god, I forgot about Podcastle.
And then I realized you had to pay after a while, and I was like, I need to figure out a different way to do this.
I know, and we all have Apple devices, so it just made sense to use GarageBand.
In 10 minutes, we want to go through have learned all of the entertaining things that we have gone through over the past 100 episodes. So first one, lesson learned. If we ever say we'll keep it short, we're lying.
110%. Batch create, don't burn out. So like if we know that Eve has like a shift of like 6 to 7 shifts, we can do a maximum, and this is what we recommend for other people. We recommend a max of 2 episodes in one 24-hour period. In the morning, because if you go like late at night, like the last episode we did was late at night and we were 100% unhinged. That episode took me 3 hours, 3 to 3.5 hours.
I apologize so many times during that episode. I was like, I am so sorry, Editing Sarah. So sorry, that's me.
Oh yeah.
Post a thing, even if it's cringe.
I have made some cringy ass TikToks and they've done quite well. So just like post the thing. If it helps promote and get the thing out there that you love to do, then just do it. And it doesn't really matter. Like in the grand scheme of things. Like I'm not showing my titties and my ass, but like
it's just the way that she folds her ham.
Oh my god.
The controversy. Things we've unlearned. This is not on the list, but I'm gonna go with you can be closer to the microphone. Thank you, Pasty. The amount of times that I would be like, hi, everybody. And now I'm here.
Yeah, 2 to 3 feet away from the microphone, and you're already speaking lower than me. And then you'd be like, you sound like you're yelling on the audio. And I was like, you're so far away from the fucking microphone. I can't hear you half the time. Things we've unlearned. Oh, like you can't do it all. Like just like try to do things. And then if you get tired or bored, stop doing the thing.
I think a big thing we've learned too is that I know at the beginning I was like, we should do a blog. We should do this. We should do this. We should do this. And very quickly, well, we did start out on a good sub. We used to do one every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it was like the summertime and we were like, let's do every week. And I think getting into the routine of it, like set yourself up that just because you have a day off doesn't mean that you have to record.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is like even having that extra time or like a big thing is like, yes, we are always excited about everybody who decides to follow us on certain things, but also remembering that perspective of like, 50 people downloaded this podcast. We don't even know 50 people who maybe could have. Like, how cool is that all these people are hearing from us? And being like realistic about it too. Like, as much as we would love to do this as like a full-time job at this time, it's not a thing, but in the future it could be a thing. And that's super exciting, and not just obsessing over the fact that we haven't gone there yet, because then we won't be excited when we do get there.
Yeah. It's definitely, I feel like it's hard too, because it's like you're so excited by you. I mean, like anybody who starts a project like this, you're so excited and you're so dedicated to it because you're like, this is going to be the best thing ever. I'm so excited. But also, it's not your fault if it doesn't end up on the right algorithm.
100%.
Like, I remember at the beginning being like, we would each post on both social media platforms, and we would swap and stuff. And I would post the randomest stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And some of it would take off. And Sarah looked at me, she's like, how do you make that? I'm like, I don't know. I just hit post. And then other times I'd be like, I did the exact same thing and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So it's just noting that the algorithm does not like everybody.
No, it's on its own path, and it will change all the time. Another thing that I have learned is, editing at midnight is fun. I am a late night person, so I am fine with but I actually start the editing process earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm too tired, I just don't edit until the next day, and that's totally fine. Like, the world's not going to end. It'll still be consistently on a day. And it doesn't always have to be consistently at Mondays at 6 a.m., which most of the time it is. But if it's, Monday morning at 9 a.m. and I got to actually sleep, that's a good idea too.
Next was podcasting fails. We've gotten a lot better of not saying my actual name.
Oh, yeah. I don't even have to wait to see if we say your name.
I'm like, I'm a different person, but I'm a different person with this. So it's like I have different not just personalities, but like different parts of me is for different things.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot easier to switch off.
My personal favorite is I've gotten a lot better about messaging Eve, being like, so where's that episode? I can't find it on the Google Drive. And you're like, well, a couple times you're like, oh shit, I didn't put it on there. I'm so sorry.
Or I've put it in there's been a couple times over the past 3 seasons that I've put it on my Google Drive and not the podcast Google Drive.
Yes.
Or my personal favorite, 6 missed calls. Hello? What do you want?
I finished editing it at your house and I put it on my iCloud and it's not there.
So
can you go drag it into this folder that is still attached to my desktop at my house? I'm in bed and cozy. I know. I'd really appreciate it. Can you just do it, please? Yes, I will do it. You suck. Okay, yeah, I know I suck.
It's usually 10 minutes after I've fallen asleep, and my thing is girls just wanna have fun. I'm like, hello? Oh, I've also learned not to message Sarah between the time period of 7 and 8:30 and don't expect a response. Because I used to get which I used to be like, girl, you wake me up, answer your phone, and then you're like, I'm putting the child to bed. I'm like, can she hurry up?
She'd be like, well, I really need to talk to you about stuff. And I'm like, I know, but I'm putting my kid to bed. I have to make sure she brushes her teeth. Then, any of the other parents who were listening or whose kids have are even out of the house, because I know our demographic is kind of a wide-ranging one.
Yeah.
You're putting them to bed, but also that is the exact moment that they decide to completely download their entire day, even though you've been asking them on and off since you picked them up from school, how their day was and what was going on. And that's when they decide to just tell you everything. And then possibly that project or whatever that they need to work on, or that thing that they have to take to school, or that also you have to get them to brush their teeth, and then that's brush, floss, but they need to have those conversations in between while brushing their teeth.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's if you throw a bath in there, that's an extra hour, because I will blow dry my daughter's hair after she's in the bath. When she has a bath, she's having karaoke time in there. And I'm getting the PJs on that you get them into bed. And if you didn't do it before, you gotta you gotta read a chapter, or you gotta read a mini book. There's so many different things. So yeah, I think there was a lot of boundaries that we didn't know we needed that ended up coming in because of the podcast.
Well, yeah.
It was not even a boundary, just I am not going to answer you during this time. I don't fucking answer anybody.
A unwritten rule.
Yeah.
And if it was something that was absolutely needed, I would just call your husband. And be like, hi, I need her.
And then he just yells downstairs. Sarah, Eve's on the phone and she needs you. It's something about the podcast. I'm putting the kid to bed. She tells me that I need to go downstairs and swap with you. Okay. I think another thing too for podcast fails is like, I think I just told you not that long ago, but if we talk at the same time or if we sing, even if we're both on tune and like totally on point, it will only pick up one person. And or what it'll do is it'll flicker between you and me and sound so bad. Sounds like a drunk bridesmaid at a karaoke bar.
To not have drink. Like, ice drink.
Like loud drinks. So like, you know, when you have your like tumbler or you have your little like, you know, the plastic cups with like the clicky tops and the straws and they have ice in it and it just makes that noise.
Because you do it every time you... Or the good old classic, I'm going to try to talk through a sneeze.
Oh, yeah.
Are you okay? Is everything okay?
Allergy season, Sarah. We just give her more grace.
Vibes that defined each season. How would you consider... I know you have ones written down.
Because these were the ones that...
Okay, season 1 to me, passionate.
Oh.
Student.
I thought you were going to say studious. I was like, weird.
Little student because we had to learn how to do that. And overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. For myself, for season 1, I put chaos or chaotic, coffee, and questionable mic quality.
Food.
Yeah.
What about for season 2?
For season 2, it was like soft launching our sanity is the best way I saw them doing it. Because it was like, you know, you're trying to find your niche, you're trying to find like the themes and stuff like that for like season 1, but you're a lot more comfortable. And then we were like looking into more things on how to like further promote the podcast and all the other stuff. So it was just like, we're not completely unhinged. Like at moments we are unhinged, but like other times we aren't. Here's other things that we talk about. So that's how I felt like season 2 kind of was.
I feel like season 2 was like, the boulder was like starting to roll. Mm-hmm. Like we started to get in the groove. We started to like feel more comfortable. We got into like a system of like sending things. Like I feel like season 2, like season 1 will always have a special place in my heart because I was like, oh my god, we did it.
Yeah.
Season 2, it was like the first like, this is our first full year doing it. And, like, figuring out exactly, like, what we wanted and, like, being open and stuff. So, I feel like that was good.
And then for season 3, I put feral but focused.
I would say lost with no land.
Lost with no... Yeah, it's like, okay, we're at season 3. Let's talk about these things. And we, like, figure out different things ahead of time. Or, you know, put a bunch of... Our brains want to do the thing. We're significantly more comfortable with the microphone than we were in any of the other seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but it's like, okay, but like, what do we do now? Like, you want to repeat some things that hit well that you had fun doing, but you also don't want to be, Lizzie McGuire, you don't want to be an outfit repeater.
I feel like it's really hard to because once you hit season 3, like, a lot of podcasts have ended and they've stopped doing stuff. And everybody's, like, so niche-minded. Mm-hmm. And I remember saying to you, like, I can't do everything about mental health because that's not me.
Also, I don't think it would be healthy to do everything about mental health. Like, there's some folks who will have it where they have, like, guest stars and stuff like that come on. But I think if you're constantly psychoanalyzing yourself and your sister on a weekly basis, there's no way that can be a good idea.
True.
So listener love. So favorite reviews or comments, wildest DMs, or shout outs to people who've supported the journey.
My favorite comment is, wow, you can tell she's switched by how much sandwich meat she puts on her sandwich.
Okay, so there was this TikTok that I reposted. And I was just being like silly, like when I make my sandwiches to make my sandwiches feel fancy, I roll my meat when I put it in, like roll it up, or I'll just like drop it on top instead of just putting it flat because it looks like it's fuller. I'm literally using like $3.77 Walmart sandwich meat, and I'm using like 3 pieces, but it looked like I had so much more, and some people were just like not happy about that.
Yeah. I'm reading them and I'm like, why are we so angry about ham?
I know it's funny though, because a lot of those like stem from like YouTube shorts. I feel like a lot of people have less of like a filter. when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah.
My personal favorite, I have actually two. One of them is I posted a video on TikTok and on Shorts, and it was just like talking about like different nostalgic things, and someone guessed that I was born in 1996. And I was like, thanks, add 10 years. Definitely was born in 1986. So that made me feel great about myself. But my daughter was like, this has to be your favorite one. Someone told me that I look like Roxanne from a Goofy movie if she was a human. After I posted this TikTok about the new line that they came out for the 30th anniversary. So a Goofy movie is my favorite movie of all time. I literally love this movie. I will watch this movie all the time. I fucking love the soundtrack. It's so good. For no reason is it that good. And someone said that, and I was like, oh, wow, I've never felt so cool.
Oh, I'd like to shout out to the people who send emails about how to increase our sales on our podcast.
Your products look really great.
The quality of your products are insane.
We'd love to help you get more traffic to your website to sell your products.
Every time.
Well, my favorite one is the very, very AI generated email that was sent to us.
Multiple times,
giving us suggestions on, like, of course, like we ask weekly if you have any subjects or anything you would like us to talk about. Please send us an email. Well, this email came through and it was like he, she, and it had like every single pronoun that you could think of, and sometimes more. And then it was like, love to hear more parent tips.
Oh, and then it was like 6 pages about children and about babies and what to do and what not to do, and if it's okay. I think one of them said if you could drop them.
I know, it was almost like someone took like a Reddit feed and stuck it in. It was like very unhinged and off, and it was from like a really weird email, like user 801964.
And like we would get the email like once a week, and we were like, the first time I read it, I was like, oh, is this a person?
I was like, is this person trying to be like extremely polite and like very inclusive when they're emailing us? And then I'm reading it, and the way it like skipped, and I don't know, like especially early Chat GPT, I know like it's gradually getting better, which is both terrifying and exciting at the same time. I was like, this is totally AI'd. Shout outs to people who have supported the journey. I'd like to shout out, to Morgan, Jen,
Morgan has not been here since the beginning. She found out through Heather.
Yeah, she found out through one of our other friends because I was like, thought I told her. And the best part is like one of our friends, Heather, which Heather, if you're listening right now, thank you so much. She was, I want to say, putting like a set of lashes or something on her. And she's like, oh yeah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, that's so funny. And she asked a question about my kid. And Morgan goes, did you talk to her the other day? She goes, no, I listen to her podcast every week with Eve. And she goes, she has a podcast? So then I'm literally sitting, she comes into town. We're sitting and having coffee because that's like what she had time for. It was like one of those like crazy like weekends or whatever. And we're sitting and talking. And then I was like, oh yeah, she's like, anything new going on with you? And she has this like mischievous, like, I fucking know something smile on her face. And I was like, not that I can think of. She's like, really? You don't have a fucking podcast that you didn't tell one of your best friends about with your fucking sister? And I was like, what? And I'm like, are you mad at me? She's like, I'm not mad. I just feel like now I have to catch up. Like, it was so funny.
This was also like, I think 2 seasons, like, this was like last year.
Oh, yeah. Our cousin Carol.
Slay, Carol, we love you.
We love you. Thank you so much for listening. Our cousin Christine for listening.
Also your husband.
Oh, I was going to say, and to our ultimate, most abiding listener.
We all know to your husband that you just listen to know if we talk smack about you.
But thank you so much for literally promoting our podcast at any moment you can get, because I'll be like, oh, I support my brother who's an adult with autism with someone else that I do. And he goes, she also has a weekly podcast with her sister. It's called Burnout, Perfectionist. It can be found on all platforms. But yeah, we have there's lots of people that we know who listen to the podcast. Also, Brendan, all the way in Ireland.
Oh my God.
Thank you, sir.
I love you. I miss you.
I miss your face.
I miss your beautiful voice.
Oh, I loved the voice memos. They were the best. He's a very, very busy person now, doing all of the things, which is great. And then it was like shout outs, comments, or people who would DM us back, I want to give a shout out to the girl who we have watched evolve over time, who is always messaging us back if we need to do something or giving us a little like or whatever. TK Juicy Pulls, also known as Taylor King on YouTube and Instagram. You've interacted several times with myself. I am Sarah.
I would like to give a shout out to Tetley T, who I love you, answered my DM one time, and I felt very honored. Also unsolicited advice.
Yeah, I almost die every single time, like, if Taylor King, or if I know that Ashley or Taryn has replied to me, I'm like, oh my god, they see me, hi guys.
There was somebody else that liked our comment.
Oh, Carrie Dayton, because I tagged her when I was watching her vlogs. She is like my chill, I'm eating my breakfast vlog person, or I can do shit. It's like having like a friend on the TV. That's the whole thing, is like I'll use vlogs for like that like purpose. And I posted, I was like just hanging out with my girl, making some posts for social media, and then she liked it, and I was like, oh my god, she sees me.
I'm trying to think of the other. I think there was one that I had that I can't remember who it was. So now that we've resonated with the past 3 seasons.
What was the first word that you said there?
Resignated?
I thought you said resigned. I was like, beg your pardon.
So this is how I tell you. No. Let's look ahead and what is next for Burnt Out Perfectionist.
Gas.
Always. Yes. So where we're at currently, 100 episodes, Avi. We currently have 311 subscribers.
And that's over, like all major platforms.
Except for YouTube.
For YouTube, we had 88, but as of this morning, we have 90 subscribers. Woo!
For TikTok, we have 214 followers and over 3,500 likes.
Which is so nice. For Instagram, we have 67 followers, 221 posts, which I know I need to do more. And yeah.
And for Pinterest, the Queen, 20.2k monthly views, 25 followers, and we're only following one person.
I think it's me.
I think it is. I don't even think I followed us.
You know, the funny thing is I just realized that I wasn't following the Burnt Out Perfectionist Pinterest. Like,
you weren't following Overwhelmed either. Because I was like, oh, I'm the only one following. And you're like, that's me. And I'm like, no, it's me.
No, clearly, bitch, it is me. So goals for episode 200, because I like to think ahead.
200.
Here's some aspirational goals and shit that is going to fucking happen.
So this will be by 2027?
I don't know. We'll see. What happens if we end up making twice a week episodes?
Oh, wow. We are entering a new era.
We could be. Who knows?
We would like to have over 1,000 subscribers with our RSS podcast platforms.
So like overall, so 1,000 plus. We would love to have 100K subscribers on YouTube, because I figure go big, go home, or spiral.
I just want a plaque. I think that'd be fun.
I would love to have a plaque.
I think that's just right there. I assume it would be in my house because we record here.
Yeah, the table's here. It only makes sense.
One TikTok video that goes viral, so viral that we scream.
Which would be so cool. I mean, at this point, viral is 5,000K for me, so.
We scream anyways.
Yeah.
One brand deal, in general, any of them will make me cry.
Yeah.
If I ever got a brand deal, I think, oh my god, if I ever got invited on a brand trip, I think I would have a mental breakdown.
I would be so excited. I can't imagine the amount of scheduling because of everybody else's schedules we'd have to do, but we would make that shit happen.
Oh, you know what has always been in my dreams, manifesting Eve, is me accepting a Webby because you were in the bathroom.
Oh, that would totally happen. I'm a nervous pooper.
And then I accepted and I leave and you run in and you're like, oh my god, what? And then I go backstage and then I made Taryn Edgerton.
Oh, that's my Edgerton's so pretty.
He is like the same age as you, but yeah, man's beautiful.
I always forget he's the same age as me. We would love to start something like a Discord or a Patreon that like thrives. We have an account right now, but we just don't post anything extra on there right now because we're still balancing life and the podcast. So as we learn to balance more,
let's be honest, I sign up for too many things. I am the embodiment of
sure, why not? I'll just sign up. Make sure we get that username.
What? I And the last one, I would like to stage, and I'm going to change it. I know yours says maybe live episodes or event.
Yeah.
I'm saying by the 200th episode, I would like one merch sale. Do we have merch currently? No. But do I want to create some? Yes.
Oh, one merch sale? Okay. Go big or go home. I would like the founding father to comment on something.
Adam Sandler?
Oh, first off, Adam Sandler is a lovely founding father, but I mean herself. The daddy of all daddies.
Oh my god, Alex Cooper?
Yes.
I love Alex Cooper.
I would absolutely love to get a comment, like DM, anything from that woman. I love all the shit she's built. I love what she's doing with her network, and I think she's amazingly hilarious. And she wears the same uniform we do when we do our podcast, and also always has a blanket by her side. So,
And a comfy chair.
Yeah.
Questions we want to revisit on episode 200. What content lit us up the most this year? What felt aligned and what didn't?
who was our favorite guest or listener interaction?
Did we finally figure out Reels or just scream into the void mode?
Yeah. And where did we grow the most personally and as podcasters?
Which I feel like part of those we kind of revisited. Like, we've grown a lot as people in the past couple of years. We've learned a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of skills.
A lot of diagnosis.
That was rude. You to call me out like that.
Abe's collecting trading cards at this time.
I'm collecting spoons. So whether you spell with us weekly or lurk in the background, we want to be a part of your next. We want you to be a part of our next. I need to try that again. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That's where you want.
Whether you spell with us weekly or lurk in the background, we want you to be a part of each episode of the next 100. Tell us what you love, what you want more of, and what chaos we should lean into next. Lean into next. Wow, I had an R.
That's okay. I do that too. Whether you've been here since episode 1 or found us during a 3 a.m. scroll spiral, thank you. This is the show for all of us who are tired, inspired, and still trying. Did you like this? Was this a nice little recap? So just let you know. And a friendly reminder, we have like 2.5 seasons that you can go binge watch. We have playlists. We have all of the things, so you can always go back in time. Our content is pretty priceless. And please follow us on most major platforms. We're just Burnt Out Perfectionist. On other ones, we are Burnt Out Perfectionist Podcast.
And we're going nowhere. And always stay warped and twisted as ever.
Perfectionist, we've got so much to say. Real, raw, and ready to talk today. We'll be back next Monday with more in store. Catch you then, we're always here for more.